Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Stay-at-Home Bookkeeper Behind the Business. And today we have a fun one. We are here to talk about a conversation that is going to hit home for a lot of you. We're talking about what we call the pivot, what it looks like when the path you are on in life is no longer serving you, and how to make that transition into something completely new. So we know that so many people here watching us, our show, engaging with our materials are thinking, can I really do this? Am I too far into my current career to make a change? Will my past experience even matter? Well, we have a really awesome guest today that I'm very excited. This is Rachel Shaughnessy. Hey, Rachel, how you doing?
Hey, I'm pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So Rachel is not only a very, very close personal friend of mine, went to school together and have lived a lot of life as great friends, but she is also our student journey coordinator here at the Stay-at-Home Bookkeeper. But she's worn many, many hats in our organization. She has seen the good, the bad, the ugly, every student situation, every journey path in life that we have with our friends coming through here in the academy. And before all of this, before her work with us, she was actually an opera singer. So her story is such a powerful example of how you can pivot in your life and use transferable skills that you may not have realized that you have and build a completely new chapter. So let's dive in. Rachel, for those you that do not know you, haven't met you yet, can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit more about you and your background?
Sure, I'm Rachel, as Emily said. I am a native to Northern Michigan. I'm currently based in Houston, but I'm trying to get myself a little homestead with a bunch of goats, chickens, a bunch of trees. That's the dream. So that's what we're working on right now.
I love it.
Mhm.
Awesome. So, like I shared, we're here today to talk about the pivot, meaning a moment in life where you wake up and you look around you and realize, this path is no longer serving me and my life goals. So, I want you to share with me, as we're talking about your journey, you started as a musician and now you are working in admin, working here with us and our students. Was there a moment in your life when you realized that path you were on wasn't serving you anymore? And what did that feel like? Let's get vulnerable.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of things for sure, but the primary thing that woke me up was COVID and
Mhm.
seeing what that did to the opera industry and to all kinds of our entertainment friends. It's hard to even file for unemployment, what happens when all of your gigs are knocked out from underneath your feet. It kind of got me thinking, is that worth it to me? Is that
Mhm.
the risk of that worth it to have this performance career? Or do I really prioritize other things now?
Mhm.
And so that was part of it. And then having a very loving partner who I maybe didn't want to be away from for
Mhm.
3 quarters of the year. All of those things, it kind of clicked to me one day.
Mhm.
Wow, it would be so great to have the flexibility to travel, to be like right now I'm
And not for
available
work,
and not for
not
work,
only for
right?
work.
Like I
Yep.
can, yeah, I'm at my sister's house here in Northern Michigan just for a few weeks. I brought my desk and my double monitors and I'm just chilling
Mhm.
and having fun here in the summer in Northern Michigan. So
I love it. So
yeah,
you found some flexibility. And what I want to key into is you said you realized that the life you were going towards didn't necessarily center anymore around the priorities that you had. Now, um, I want to acknowledge this because some people may be on here thinking, huh, opera, I'm not an opera singer. How is this relevant to me? And what I want to key into is a lot of us in life, we build up in one direction. In one career, we think we are going to be this one thing and we build our personality around it. And like Rachel shared, it was no longer serving what her priorities were. So where do you go from there? Let's talk about that. A lot of people at that crux point, at that fork in the road, feel like starting over means that their previous skills, their previous experiences no longer matter. So,
Mm.
how did you realize you had transferable skills in the life that you were building and could carry that into a new career?
Yeah. Well, I want to start with at first I was that person. I did think I don't have any transferable skills. Like I popped into this career and looked at myself and thought like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? What am I going
Mhm.
to do? I'm an expert at this other thing. And then I was shocked at how much I knew. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I was like, wow, I have this amazing collection of skills and context of, I know how to work with people, I know how to keep myself organized, all because of studying to be an opera singer, which
Mhm.
trust me, I'm sure the rest of our audience has even easier transferable skills. It's a technical term, than being an opera singer. But even in this super specific niche career,
Mhm.
I found a treasure trove
Mhm.
of of what's the word, Em?
Of
Transferable
skills,
skills.
really of skills.
Yeah.
No, your ability to communicate, to work under pressure, to perform when you need to perform, and then relax and be
Yeah.
vulnerable and be what you need when you're able to. Organization, organizing as you're essentially your own business owner whenever you're a musician,
Hmm.
different things like that. And so when you start to make that pivot and you take that first step of committing and thinking, "Oh, okay, this isn't so scary. I just needed to, take that first action." So
Yeah.
I want to get into that because committing to that change is the hardest part sometimes.
Yeah.
So what did you find most challenging when you were at that crux point of making that pivot? What action did you find most challenging that kind of took you into a new world?
I don't know that it was an action I found most challenging, but what was challenging for me was thinking that I was permanently shutting a door.
Mm,
I think that kind of tied into thinking all this work and time and energy I had put into something else was going to go down the drain. I know,
mhm,
So it was challenging for me to think that I'm going to take this new path and close that door.
mhm,
But in reality, the door didn't close. That all my past experience contributed to my success now.
mhm.
So I know that's kind of a non-answer, but that's the truth. It was
Well,
that.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's totally an answer and it's totally relatable. And I want whoever, if you're on, to comment below and say, have you ever felt like you've been at this point? You feel like you need to make a change and your heart is telling you that you want to, but all these external factors, your history, what have you done? What are people going to think about me when they see that I'm no longer pursuing this one thing? I'm no longer working in this version of a corporate job. Um, um, the fear, the judgment, everything that lives in there, that's completely relatable.
Mhm.
So what did it take to commit to taking that first step and say, you know what, I'm gonna transition, I'm gonna pursue something else?
I think I mean it took your support really. It took the support of like my circle, my what we would call advisors,
Mhm,
to say that this to take a leap of faith because it's
mhm,
worth it. And at the time I needed permission from,
mhm,
but we're now I've learned some valuable lessons. I know all I needed to do is say like I'm just going to do it scared.
mhm.
But yeah,
Yep.
it just took a couple of like, you got it, you got this, push through. It's going to be worth it. It's, short term pain for long term gain, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
was
love that.
part
And
of it.
I want to key into that because I want to the reason why we're hosting these lives and we are having lots of different people on is we want to demonstrate the relatable human experience that is you're going one direction in your life and you decide you want to make a change and that's scary. And a lot of people experience that And when we experience that fear, we think we're alone. And there's shame in that no one else has experienced this. But really, we're trying to shed light on it's totally possible to make a change. You just need the right people around you and the right support and structure. So what you just keyed into, having a community of people to support you, that's what we believe here at the Stay at Home Bookkeeper about building is because it's a scary transition to make to decide I'm going to invest in myself and start a business in an area that I don't have a lot of experience in. So we want to provide that support for people that you said you were able to experience in your own life to lean on to make that change. Now, I want to ask another question. When you were making this transition and deciding, I'm going to go in this new space, what surprised you about yourself whenever you were taking that action and making that transition?
First thing that comes to mind, I thought I was extroverted 100% of the time. Turns out I like to be at the house with my dogs, and that's pretty much it. I thought I liked people. I mostly like dogs. That's kind of like the main lesson. I found a lot more value in my own solitude and getting
Mhm,
to work in my peaceful, clean, organized environment.
mhm,
I have control over
mhm,
my environment. And that's been like I had no idea how much I valued that.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, that's been one of the shocking things for me. I think, but then on the flip side of the coin, it's shocking that I still get to keep my human connections. As you like, poor Emily here is used to me calling her just at any time. Hey, have you tried this pop before? Oh, excuse me, soda. Have you tried this soda before? It's so good. And she's like, I'm in the middle of something, Rachel. But so I still find my ways to be social and like
Mhm,
keep those connections, but at the same time, just
mhm.
really value getting to be in my peaceful space.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing too, whenever we're training people coming into the academy wanting to become their own bookkeeping business owners is refining that control and relearning what are my priorities in life? What do I want my daily experience uh, to be? And you have the power to choose that. You have the power to create it, but sometimes you just need to kind of give yourself permission, which is what
Yeah.
you said earlier. You just needed the permission to say, "Oh, wait, this isn't what I want anymore. Is this what somebody else wants for me?" And I'm, chasing that ideology, that mindset, but reformatting your life into what really your priority is and what would make you happy. So all of that to say, for people who may be watching and feel stuck in what they're doing right now, whether they think they're too far down um, um, the rabbit hole committing to a certain career, or they're just struggling in the life that they have right now, but they want to make a change. For
Mm-hmm.
those people who feel stuck, what advice would you give them about taking the first step towards a new path, towards starting a business, towards building that work from home virtual environment? What advice would you give them?
The first thing that I would say is it's not going to be perfect. Nothing, it doesn't all have to be perfect when you're first starting out.
Amen, sister.
I tell myself that, I don't know, 45 times a day, maybe. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Mhm,
Uh, do it scared.
mhm,
That's something that we say a lot. And I think really encompasses what this feeling is. We know it's scary,
mhm,
but if it wasn't worth it, none of us would go through it.
mhm,
If there's something good in life, it's probably going to be a little bit scary.
mhm,
So that would be my primary advice. And then thinking about what life is going to look like and letting that inspire you,
mhm,
let that help get you through this
mhm.
dark, scary,
Yeah,
choice that you're about to make.
yeah.
Yeah, it's worth it. That's what I would say. It's worth
I
it.
hear that. So I'm hearing, you got to take action. You can be scared, but you still got to move forward
Mhm.
and visualize your why. Why am I doing this? I'm doing
Mhm.
this because the life I currently have is no longer serving me, and I have the power through my actions to make that change. That's really powerful. So how do you think people who are in this mode can reframe a career change so it feels empowering instead of dark, scary, oh no, what is
Hmm.
happening? Why am I doing this to myself?
That's a good question. I probably should have asked myself um, when I was in that position.
Mhm.
I mean, knowing what I know now, I would say reframe the transition by understanding how all your experience in life and all of the little challenges you've been through are going to inform your career moving forward. I don't
Mhm.
care what industry you're in. I can now understand all of the things I've learned today and yesterday in the last couple of years are going to make me better no matter which path I choose. So
Mhm.
that's how I would try and reframe it.
Yeah.
To past Rachel
Mhm.
would be like, all of these things you learned are going to help you take each step towards your goal.
Yeah, because people forget, you may not have started a business before, but you've gone through difficult things and you've come out the other side. You have made other life changes, whether it's moving, going to school, learning a new skill. We've all done different things in our life that we just need to kind of tweak our mindset and realize those are all similar changes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can draw on those experiences. Um, Okay, I want to ask you a little bit about your position before we finish up for the day. You've worked in a ton of different areas in the business and are now working directly with our students. What is your favorite part about the work you do now, working with our students, helping them get their business set up and helping them move along their new path to their new life that they want to set up?
My favorite part is hearing about our students' goals right off the bat because I know how they're going to hit those milestones. Like getting to put it down on my little documents.
Mhm.
What are your goals and how I know how we're going to get you there?
Mhm.
That's something I'm really enjoying in my new position. Um, and I love getting to spend more time chatting with our community,
Mhm.
getting to kind of getting more in the weeds, and then it makes celebrating those wins so much more fulfilling. I think
Yeah, I
I'm
love that. And
closer.
you
Yeah.
exactly. And you have the unique position of seeing so many people who have come through and seeing where they start
Mm-hmm.
and then a couple months later seeing, they've retired from their job, they've gotten a bunch
Yep.
of clients, they're hitting those goals. When we talked to them originally, they just didn't even think their world experience could be this. So it's
Right.
an awesome position to have to
Yep.
see that growth in people.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Well, Rachel, thank you so much for sharing your story. It is such a powerful reminder that where you've been does not define where you are going in your life. You absolutely have the control. If you look around and decide this isn't serving me, you can change that. It just takes a little bit of action, support, coaching, and mindset. And we're here to help with that. So I am going to share my screen. While I'm doing this, if everybody can say thank you, hi Rachel, in the chat as we're going. Really happy to have you here today with us, Rachel. So everyone who's here, if you are watching this and you are feeling that call to make a pivot in your life, but you don't know where to start, we'd love to talk with you. So go ahead and scan this QR code. This will take you to a page where you can find a time to chat with our team and we can learn about you, your experience. Where are you? Where have you been? Where do you want to go? And we will fill in the dots and show you how you can get there. So scan this QR code. You can also click the link down below. And like I said, book a time with our team members. If you want to work with people like Rachel, the rest of our team who's here to hold you accountable, help change your life, this is that first step to take. So go ahead and book a call. And we're excited to chat with you. So thank you, Rachel.